History is truly at a turning point. Global energy systems, food systems, and supply chains will be deeply affected. In times of crisis, the role of governments is more important and more relevant than ever. The profound challenges to mankind, such as climate change, are globally interconnected and require collaborative responses.
We are coming together at a moment when the world faces critical challenges. Our annual risk report 2025 identifies the foremost risks, such as armed conflicts, extreme weather events, misinformation and disinformation, increasing divisions within societies, within countries, cyber espionage, and many more. Simultaneously, we stand at the brink of what we call here the intelligent age, where artificial intelligence and other groundbreaking technologies and innovations will fundamentally transform economic systems, business models, and personal lives. The transition from the industrial to the intelligent age is occurring at an exponential pace, carrying unprecedented risks for humanity as we strive to prepare and to adapt to its complexities. Yet, it also offers significant opportunities for meeting current and future challenges and spark a new renaissance, one defined by advancements in technology, health, culture, and societal welfare.
In 2015, the book, The Fourth Industrial Revolution, and I mentioned 23 or 24 technologies which will change the world, like crypto and so on and so on. The book was considered science fiction. All those technologies have become reality, and there are new technologies. And I would say we are in the second minute, or whatever we want to call. We are at the beginning. When you look at it, at technology transformation, it usually takes place in the terms of an S-curve. And we are just now where we move into the exponential phase. And I agree, artificial intelligence, but not only artificial intelligence, but also the metaverse, near space technologies, and I could go on and on, synthetic biology. Our life in 10 years from now will be completely different, very much affected, and who masters those technologies in some way will be the master of the world. I think.
Well, we've loved it. We think it's a great country, a beautiful country, and we have had a tremendous success.
Yeah, great success.
And this gentleman, as you know, he's done a great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
One more question. Weiss Ravensburg, where he played a key role in the development of South Africa's nuclear weapons program during the darkest years of the racist apartheid regime. Today, Klaus Schwab is the founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum.
If you'd like to meet the people who are supposed to repair the state of the world, or give a piece of your mind to the bankers who helped get us into this mess, we can tell you where to find a lot of them. The World Economic Forum.
Founded in 1971, the World Economic Forum is an international private organization which receives billions of tax-free dollars from its members and their global enterprises. Every year, the WEF brings together its members with world leaders, big pharma executives, tech titans, Hollywood celebrities, media personalities, and internet influencers to meet in the secluded mountains of Davos, Switzerland.
About being thought leaders, great organizational leaders.
Our young global leaders are selected by the top editors-in-chief around the world.
After our own internal review, we work with Hydrogen Struggles externally in 65 offices around the world to vet the shortlisted candidates. And finally, they go to a selection committee chaired by Her Majesty Queen Rania of Jordan and prominent business leaders and politicians and media leaders.
Around 150 are chosen each year, of whom about 125 become active, and they go to Davos and they go to regional meetings.
I benefit from young global leader early days. When I listen to Bill Gates and Bill Clinton and George Soros, these guys, at that time we don't have that many people.
A lot of folks here knew each other already, and my hope was to meet them for the first time, and it's going pretty well.
We can easily address taboos. We can tell politicians how things really are, which obviously once we're 10 years further and we're all running countries or huge companies or whatever, it might become slightly more difficult.
There was an initiative launched called the Public Leadership Initiative by YGLs, and the aim was to try to capture the interest of young global leaders, no matter which sector that they are from, to potentially serve their countries. We've already had a number of people that have gone through that program who have then decided to run for office.
My commitment will be to add value. We'll be part of the Young Leaders Initiative.
This is Merkel, Tony Blair. They were all, even President Putin, they were all young global leaders before.
Prime Minister of Ireland, Leo Varadkar, particularly welcome because you are also one of our young global leaders.
Sheikh Hamdan is, despite his young age, chairman of the Executive Council of Dubai, the highest government authority in the Emirate. Very proud to say that His Highness is also a young global leader of the World Economic Forum.
The leader of the UK right now, David Cameron, was named a young global leader in 2006.
Mamuka Bakhatse, the Prime Minister of Georgia and a young global leader.
Haakon of Norway. Haakon is the Crown Prince of Norway. He's also a member of our Young Global Leaders alumni community.
President Calderon, you have been selected in 1997 as a global leader for tomorrow.
You have already in 1993 been here for the first time as a global leader for tomorrow. And Klaus Schwab, I really have to congratulate you for your farsightedness. You picked out again the right individual.
Monsieur De Croo, vous avez été Young Global Leader du Forum économique mondial. Vous avez récemment fait une visioconférence avec Klaus Schwab.
After the birthday, I'm out of Young Global Leader of Davos. I finished because over 40 is finished this time.
I'd like to explore a little bit what it's like to be a new young global leader.
Gavin Newsom, the young, energetic, innovative mayor of San Francisco. He is also among those who are the young global leaders here at Davos this year.
Vozidar Jelic, the Deputy Prime Minister for European Integration and Minister of Science and Technology Development of Serbia, and a young global leader.
She was named a young global leader by the World Economic Forum. Minister Jolie.
Minister Mohamed Lutfi, the Minister of Trade of Indonesia and a young global leader.
Juan Carlos Pinzón Bueno, Minister of the National Defense of Colombia, young global leader.
Chrystia Freeland, she's the Minister of International Trade of Canada and used to be a young global leader of the World Economic Forum, if I may mention that.
I'm afraid it's true.
What we are very proud of now is the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets. So yesterday I was at a reception for Prime Minister Trudeau, and I know that half of this cabinet, or even more half of this cabinet, are for our actually young global leaders of the World Economic Forum.
That's true in Argentina as well.
It's true in Argentina, and it's true in France now. I mean, with the president, with a young global leader.
Klaus Schwab is the head of the World Economic Forum, and he bragged how his subversive WEF, World Economic Forum, has, quoted, infiltrated governments around the world. He said that his organization had penetrated more than half of Canada's cabinet. Could the member please name which cabinet ministers are on board with the WEF's agenda? My concern is the deputy.
Order. I know that the member was in a really good question there, but the audio is really bad and the video is really bad as well.
That member is promoting open disinformation. That's not debate.
History is truly.
Yeah, Mr. Great Reset here is basically telling you that history is at a turning point. And what does he mean by that? Well, he's letting you know that your supply chains, your food systems, global energy systems are about to be deeply affected. And knowing his mantra, which is you will own nothing and be happy, he is the founder of the World Economic Forum, and this is their goal: you own nothing and be happy. And what better way for them to achieve you own nothing and be happy by, if not for them to impact these systems, like he mentioned, the food systems, the supply chains, and the global energy systems. Once they hit all these systems, guess what? It will reset everything. It will reset everything. They're already giving farmers a hard time. And they've always been that talk that the energy systems will go, the power grid will go off, right? And then he goes on to mention how when this stuff's happen, this turning point that we're about to all face happens, it is the time for the government, for us to realize the importance of having governments. When in another clip, which I included in all of this, he's talking about penetrating cabinets, penetrating governments with his young global puppet leaders. He was basically bragging about it. That's what he was doing. In the same clip, some individual, a Canadian journalist probably, he called on to ask who among the officials are part of the global leaders that have been corrupted by Klaus Schwab, right? And how proudly he was saying this. And then in another clip, Donald Trump was telling him how good of a job he's done, being the founder of the WEF and all the agendas that they have. So when you hear him talking about the crisis, when the crisis go down and how it will reveal the importance of the government, well, the government is infiltrated with his young puppet leaders, right? Because if you think the crisis is just gonna just happen like that, you're sadly mistaken. Because he's not just making an educated guess. I mean, you could say that he's making an educated guess it's gonna be something like that happening, and nah, this is all methodically planned out. They've all planned all this stuff out, and what systems that they will hit. He came out with a book called The Great Reset. That's exactly what it is. That is their plans. So you see this turtle head here, Klaus Schwab, telling you about a turning point we are all about to face. Mind you, they are creating, this is the orchestrated chaos. They are creating this stuff. And when it goes down, his puppet leaders will spring into action and lead you to the Agenda 2030, Agenda 2020, the fourth industrial revolution, which I include the clips also, some of the clips about him talking about technology, how technology will take over and they will be the masters of it, right? The masters of the new way, the fourth industrial revolution. And that fourth industrial revolution comprises of you, your biological self being merged with technology. practically turning you into a cyborg, so to speak. That's a transhumanist agenda, and he's offered it. You will see, like you see in the clips. You see, you need to understand how the minds of these wicked individuals operate. You need to understand the plans that they have for you, the plans that they have for the world, and you need to understand they will stop at nothing to achieve these plans. If they have to turn the world upside down, and God damn it, that's what they will do, right? They are in the works of turning the world upside down. They have another saying that you never let a good crisis go to waste. So they don't just wait for crisis to happen and then spring into action and try to use the opportunity to do stuff. Now they create this crisis. It happened during 911, right? That happened, and imagine what came about that, right? So they understand the dynamics of when crises happen and what they can achieve with crises. It happened also during the the pandemic and things like that. You see? So you need to understand these individuals, and you need to understand what they're about. Like it says here, history is truly at a turning point. Global energy systems, food systems, and supply chains will be deeply affected. In times of crises, the role of government is more important and more relevant than ever. Mind you, he has infiltrated cabinets with his young global puppet leaders. So what do you think they're going to do? Well, they will do his bidding, which his bidding is the bidding of the wicked elites, your Rothschild, your Rockefellers, your Oppenheimers, your DuPonts, your Gettys, and so on and so forth, right? It says, more relevant than ever, the profound challenges to mankind, such as climate change, are globally interconnected and require collaborative responses. That's why they're known as globalists. That is the globalist agenda, to bring everyone together under some chaos, some crazy stuff happen, and that we all have to come together and band together in this agenda and correspond to the agenda. It goes back to the Hegelian dialectic. Well, they create a problem and the people react to it. They present you with a solution, which the solution was the main reason for the problem in the first place. See, it says, translation, due to our manufactured energy crisis, see that? Manufactured energy crisis, contrived food shortages, and deliberate sabotage of global supply chains. So all these tariffs you see happening, it is all done on purpose. They're doing it on purpose to offset the supply chains, to offset everything, to bring in hyperinflations, to have you at a chokehold. They've been buying up all farmlands and things of that nature, so to bring you to your knees. You will own nothing and be happy. They're not just, there's a method to their madness. They're crazy, all right, but there's a method to their madness, and you need to understand this. You need to understand this. It says we must grant governments more authoritarian powers over the lives of the peasant class while simultaneously exploiting them, right? You get the idea. That's what they're doing. Exploiting the imaginary climate emergency to replace national sovereignty and representative democracy with one world government, right? Ruled by unelected, unaccountable, and unremovable technocrats. He's pushing for the technology heavy. That's the same reason why Trump has Elon Musk in his circle, because this is where we are going. You need to understand this. You need to pay attention to these guys. When they talk, listen to them. Don't just fan your hand and just look at it as, we'll be hearing this. Nah, they're actually telling you something. You just have to decipher it. This is Psalms, the 37th chapter and the 32nd verse. It says, the wicked wait in ambush for the godly, looking for an excuse to kill them. But the Lord will not let the wicked succeed, or let the godly be condemned when they are put on trial. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodash. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continue to teach us this truth. Peace, salutation, shalom, shalom, shalom. To all you brothers and sisters out there that are of the household of faith, beginning with 144,000 mighty men of the house of Israel, down to the men, women, and children that are allotted to be delivered in these latter days, to all of the elect, and to the brothers that are pushing this gospel in all sincerity and in all honesty. To you all, I say shalom, right? And we are living in some crazy times, man. We are all about to face some unimaginable atrocities ever done to mankind, all in the name of bringing in the new way of living. Like I said earlier, they would turn this world upside down to achieve their goal. They will do that. Make no mistake about it. They will actually do that. There's no limit to the extent they will go. Just like the scriptures tell you here, the wicked wait in ambush for the godly, looking for an excuse to kill them. So there's no limit to how far they will go, because you're dealing with individuals that have no regard for human life. They don't consider you human. You're just a useless eater. You're taking up space. You're a goyim. You're a sheeple. You don't amount to nothing, right? And you thinking that you voted will change all that. You are dumber than a bag of bricks. I mean, not to insult your intelligence, but by now you should know better. And thinking that voting for the lesser of two evils is going to change anything, you're just as crazy as the evils, right? You can't think like that. Voting for the lesser evil will somehow miraculously change things or make it all better. Nah. You are dealing with some psychotic psychopaths that don't care about nothing. They have no regard for human life. And the scripture explains the individuals you're dealing with. It says, the 33rd verse, it says, but the Lord will not let the wicked succeed. Succeed what? Well, the novus orders novus seclorum, the new world order, the enterprise they're trying to crown with success. That is that succeeding. The NWO, the fourth industrial revolution, this great reset, right? The Lord would not let them succeed, because if they all succeed, we are all in trouble. Check out the Black Mirror, right? The Black Mirror that just came out. One of I've just seen one episode, Common People, and in that Common People, they want to put you in some kind of grid. And they can advertise. Man, it's crazy. If you've seen the episode, if you haven't seen it, check it out, man. It is insane. That is a plan they have for you. That is the fourth industrial revolution, to get you hooked up on some grid. The fact that they're pushing for 5G, 6G, it's not for your fast internet. They could care less about your fast internet. It's how they will control your mind with that, to the point where they were running ads through this lady. If you've seen the Common People, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Black Mirror, right? They're running ads through her, and she has no clue what is happening. Just like, a lot of the apps we download, right? They lure you in with 2 months free, and then after the 2 months, they start running you ads unless you upgrade to the premium. That's how crazy it is. That's why he's saying the Lord will not let the wicked succeed. This is the evil individuals we're dealing with. We're dealing with some crazy individuals, man. They have plans for the future. That is a turning point our man was talking about. Their plan for the future it ain't nothing nice. Let me put it to you that way. It ain't nothing nice. Their plans for the future is not something you want to be a part of. That's why the scripture tells you that if the days are not shortened, there will be no flesh left. That's where they're going with it. It says, put your hope in the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Travel steadily along his path. He will honor you by giving you the land. You will see the wicked destroyed. So if you put your hope in the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, instead of men, right? Because men, they've proven time and time again to fail. They are going to fail you because they are men. Not only are they men, they are wicked, evil men, right? A lot of people that trusted in Trump, they are practically seeing that they fell for the okie doke yet again. But a lot of them have the buyer's remorse. A lot of them, there's that saying that it's easy to believe a lie than to believe you've been lied to, right? Because, you know, to get yourself to accept the fact that, oh man, you fell for it yet again, right? So a lot of people are just going to keep the lie alive till, you know, whatever end, you know? Believe in the 5D chess or whatever it is you want to believe. But the scripture is telling you to put your hope in the Lord, not in men. Because men are going to fail you. They will. Believe that men will always fail you. It says, and when you put your hope in the Lord, guess what? You will see the wicked destroyed. Every wicked individuals, the wicked elites who are Edomites, guess what? You will see their destruction. It's like the old saying, karma, right? What goes around comes around. Well, they've done all this destruction. Guess what? They themselves will be destroyed. It says, I have seen the wicked and ruthless people flourishing like a tree in its native soil, right? Just like you heard my man, Mr. Great Reset, Mr. AKA, you will own nothing and be happy, AKA, you will eat the bugs. He was proudly proclaiming the fact that he has his minions all throughout the cabinets, all throughout the governments, all across the globe, right? And they do his bidding, which are in turn the bidding of the wicked elites, right? It says, I've seen the wicked and ruthless people flourishing like a tree in its native soil. That's exactly what they're doing. They have all this power, and for the most part, all the agendas are coming to fruition. That is, they're flourishing like a tree in its native soil. Says, but when I look again, they were gone. So it's going to come a time, this wicked that are flourishing like a tree in its native soil, you will look back at the tree, it will be no more. Why? Well, it goes back to here, it says you will see the wicked destroyed. You see? It says, but when I looked again, they were gone. Though I searched for them, I could not find them. Where did they go? Well, they've done the disappearing act. It says, look at those who are honest and good, for a wonderful future awaits those who love peace. Right? That is the contrast between the righteous and the wicked. So those that are honest and good, guess what? There is a wonderful future that awaits them. And that future is not what Klaus Schwab is advertising here, which will go about in the way of technology and you'll be a perpetual digital slave. No, it is not that kind of future, but a future that flourishes in righteousness, where you eat real food again, drink real water, very sweet, nourishing, with minerals and everything in it, right? You won't come out and look up in the sky and see chemtrails and all that in the air, right? You wouldn't be breathing in polluted air, right? Nobody will be mixing your fabrics, the clothes you wear. They're not supposed to mix fabrics. You wouldn't have seedless fruits, GMO crap, poisonous cereals and things of that nature. You wouldn't have that. That is the beautiful future that awaits those who love peace. It says, but the rebellious will be destroyed. They have no future. You see that? It says the Lord rescues the godly. He is their fortress in times of trouble. Guess what? We are about to face some serious trouble, man. You just heard Mr. Klaus Schwab, Mr. Great Reset, aka you will own nothing and be happy. It's telling you that your food supply is about to be deeply affected. Guess what? When you can't eat, man, and we are living in some time where people are just stuffing their face just to stuff their face, right? People are morbidly obese. Even Emmanuel Macron, the French president, he said the time of abundance is coming to an end. So they all have this agenda between them, and Macron himself is one of the young global leaders, as you heard Klaus Schwab mention. You see what I'm saying? So we're about to face some serious trouble, man. And the only way you can get through that trouble is for you to hope in the Lord. Because if you hope in man, you will be greatly disappointed. And they will break you like a twig. Their whole plan is to break you down so you come to them. You control the food, you control the people. Not only are they looking to disrupt the food system, they're looking to disrupt the power supply. They're looking to disrupt the supply chains. So all the tariffs that have been put on these things, it is all done by design. It said the Lord helps them, rescuing them from the wicked. He saves them, and they find shelter in Him. Beautiful, beautiful. This is Psalms the 73rd chapter, in the first verse. It says, truly, the Most High is good to Israel. If you know, you know. Israel is Yasharallah. These are the true biblical Israelites, and not the imposters over there right now, right? The true biblical Israelites. It says, to those whose hearts are pure. It says, but as for me, I almost lost my footing. My feet were slipping. I was almost gone. This is King David talking. Oh, it's almost Asaph. This is Asaph talking. It says, but as for me, the third verse, for I envied the proud. I envied the proud when I saw them prosper despite their wickedness. And that's exactly what it is. Till today, they're still prospering. The Rothschild are still on top. They still own a huge chunk of the earth's resources, right? The rich are still rich. The poor are still poor. So when you being trying to live righteously, and you see how the wicked are living lavishly, right? Keeping up with the Joneses, is trying to keep up with the Joneses. You see how they're living. Meanwhile, they have no godliness to them. They're nothing but wicked individuals doing all kinds of evil, abominable stuff, right? So, you know, sometimes you feel it rubs you the wrong way, right? You feel some type of way. But you shouldn't feel some type of way. Like we read earlier, you will see them being destroyed. It says, they seem to live such painless lives. Their bodies are so healthy and strong. They don't have troubles like other people. They are not plagued with problems like everyone else, right? That's why till today, nothing has happened to those that went to Epstein Islands, right? They're still running free, doing okay. You see them every day walking around like it's nothing, right? Because they are above the law. The law that's set in place is for you, not for them. That's why no one is plaguing them. They're not in trouble like we are. They don't worry about paying their bills. They don't worry about getting pulled over by the cops. They don't worry about, getting sick of because they ate some nasty GMO crap. See? It says they wear pride like a jeweled necklace and clothe themselves with cruelty. That's what we're dealing with, man. They clothe themselves with cruelty. So somebody will tell you something as evil as you will own nothing and be happy. How the hell are you going to be happy owning nothing? Can you imagine that? They're looking to break you down to the bone gristle, to the point where you would just be okay owning nothing, and they will give you your UBIs, right? Your universal basic income. And you would just eat your bugs and shut the hell up. That's cruelty. That's very cruel. Somebody that will feed you lab-grown meat and not think about the side effects or something like that. That's cruelty. They monopolize everything, right? The health system is all, don't even get me started, man. That is cruelty. It says these fat cats have everything their hearts could ever wish for. They have it all. Meanwhile, we are just fighting over scraps. It says they scoff and speak only evil. In their pride, they seek to crush others. In their pride, they seek to crush others. Looking to crush you, break you down by attacking your supply chains, attacking your food system, attacking the power grid, and leave you with nothing, to the point where you will come to them begging for scraps. That is them crushing you. They have that saying, I believe it was Kissinger or Soros, one of those crazy individuals that said, you control the food, you control the people. See, says they boast against the very heavens, and their words sprout throughout the earth. Right? They're proud talk, man. Tell you how they're looking to. That's why they'll get to the point where they will put a microchip inside every living organism, especially man, woman, and child. They're looking to do that and rewrite your biological makeup. This is all in their plans. So how they boast against the heavens, because the Most High created everything. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, the God of the Bible, He created everything through His only begotten Son and the 144,000. Everything, and He said it was good. If you go back to the book of Genesis, when the Elohim created everything, they said it was good. But here comes the wicked, rewriting everything, giving you seedless watermelons and seedless grapes and GMO this and GMO that and food dyes and all kinds of chemicals and everything, right? Polluting the air, all of that. Can't even drink water out of a brook, right? All that madness. This is how they boast themselves against the very heavens, and their words strut throughout the earth, right? It says, always talking about the agendas, what they're looking to do. It says, and so the people are dismayed and confused, drinking in all their words. So they feed you this garbage and you gobble it up. Guess what? You become confused and dismayed. You don't know which way to turn. So a lot of people that trusted in Trump, they're all bent out of shape now. They don't know which way to go. Well, it's always going to happen when you trust in men. Men will always fail you. Always. Always believe that. Not only men, wicked men. Said, what does God know? They ask. Does the Most High even know what's happening? Right? Because to them, they're quick to tell you there's no God, right? Even when they tell you there's a God, they don't talk about a God of the Bible, and they just do that to play with your emotions. See that? It says, look at these wicked people enjoying a life of ease while their riches multiply. Who does that perfectly describe? Well, it perfectly describes the wicked elites who are Edomites that run the whole show. It says, did I keep my heart pure for nothing? Did I keep myself innocent for no reason? That is a question a lot of us ask, because a lot of us didn't want to sell out. A lot of us didn't want to do evil just to get ahead in life, because it wasn't in our nature to do so. So sometimes you look at the way these guys, their riches are multiplying from being wicked, right? So it's like, damn, it's not fair. Well, it goes on, I get nothing but trouble all day long. That is how a lot of us feel. Every morning brings me pain. You gotta wake up and go to job and work for and make other people rich. Meanwhile, you can barely afford to pay your bills and buy groceries nowadays. Everything is all expensive as F. It says, if I had really spoken this way to others, I would have been a traitor to your people. It says, so I try to understand why the wicked prosper, but what a difficult task it is. Then I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, and I finally understood the destiny of the wicked. What is the sanctuary of the Most High? In His words. right? In his words and his prophecies and his knowledge. So you understand that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Like the scripture tells you that the triumphing of the wicked is short, right? So it's going to come a time where the wicked will prosper, but they will be caught short. Like we read earlier, you will see their destruction. They will get their just due. They will. Believe that. It's truly you put them on a slippery path and send them sliding over the cliff to destruction. Who is that? It's talking about the wicked who the Lord put in a slippery path. So everything they're trying to achieve will bring about their own very destruction. It says, in an instant, they are destroyed, completely swept away by terrors. When you arise, O Lord, you will laugh at their silly ideas. Trying to microchip everybody on the planet. That is a silly idea, man. Trying to make everything all digital. That is a very silly idea. Poisoning everything. That is a very silly idea, man. It says, as a person laughs at dreams in the morning, then I realized that my heart was bitter and I was all torn up inside. I was so foolish and ignorant. I must have seemed like a senseless animal to you. Yet I still belong to you. You hold my right hand. It says, you guide me with your counsel, leading me to a glorious destiny. This is what we pray for the Lord to lead us to that glorious destiny. That glorious destiny is soon coming up. It says, whom have I in heaven but you? I desire you more than anything on earth. This is the conclusion we all have to come to. Because if you still put anything beyond, if put anything before the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, guess what? He wouldn't desire you. Right? He wouldn't care for you, not one bit. Because the God of the Bible is supposed to be all in all, especially us, the Israelite men. It says, my health may fail and my spirit may grow weak, but God remains the strength of my heart. He is mine forever. Those who desert him will perish. So if you forsake the Lord, you will perish. For you destroy those who abandon you. But as for me, how good it is to be near God, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. I have made the sovereign Lord my shelter, and I will tell everyone about the wonderful things you do. And that is what it all boils down to. We have to understand and trust in the Lord, not trust in the plan. Trust the plan of some crazy individual, right? Trump or whoever it is you're trusting in their plan. You better trust in the Lord. Or like it says here, you will perish. Because believe you me, the wicked elites, they are gearing up, man. You already see it in the works. It's just going to blow over. And you want to be protected when that happens. Like it says here, the sovereign Lord, I have made the sovereign Lord my shelter. So if you don't have a shelter, when the bowl breaks, when the dam breaks open, guess what? You will be flooded in. You will be flooded in. And with that, all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha HaKodash. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone. See you next time, Lord willing. Shalom. Shalom.